Almost 10 months ago, the buzzing of my phone pulled me out of a foggy half sleep. My head pounded and my mouth felt like I'd been chewing cotton all night. I groaned and grabbed for the phone on the nightstand, the screen glaring too bright against my still closed eyes. "Where's the bag?" The text glared back at me, but my brain was too scrambled to make sense of it. I dismissed the notification and let my arm flop back onto the bed. Whatever it was, I could deal with it later. After a few more moments of laying there, I dragged myself out of bed to clean up. I didn't even remember how I'd gotten back here last night. Just flashes of music, drinks, and me thinking I had it all under control. Classic me. Always chasing the fun and convincing myself I'd find my way back to balance. Spoiler, I never really did. When I walked back into my bedroom, my eyes landed on something in the corner. A bag. A bag I definitely didn't recognize. "What the?" I mumbled, moving closer. It was locked. A plain-looking thing with scuff marks on the sides. My chest tightened as I crouched down and reached out. Who leaves a locked bag in a stranger's room? Or, no, this wasn't a stranger's room. This was my room. I ran a hand through my hair, trying to piece it together. Last night was fuzzy, but I knew myself well enough to know I didn't pick up locked bags for fun. Then my phone buzzed again. I grabbed it and saw more messages from an unknown number. "Have fun with that bag." A second text popped up almost immediately after. LOL. I stared at the screen, heart pounding. This had to be some kind of joke, right? My instincts told me otherwise. Something about this whole thing felt off, like I was missing a vital part of the puzzle. But I didn't have the time to sit around and figure it out. Another text came through, a reminder about an errand I'd promised to handle today. Whatever this bag was, it would have to wait until my head was clearer. By the time I cleaned up and stepped out, I was feeling a little steadier. The first stop was an ATM, and as I punched in my PIN, the events of last night started to trickle back. It wasn't much, just bits and pieces. Music blasting, a sea of faces, and me spotting someone who looked like an easy mark. That's when it hit me. The bag. I must have done it again. Part of me knew I'd been too tipsy to pull off anything clean, but I thought I had it under control. I was part of a gig that kept me afloat on the road, a group of us who knew how to spot opportunities and take them. Usually it worked without a hitch. Pickpocketing, bag snatching, minor thefts from the kind of people who wouldn't even notice right away. But this time, I clearly miscalculated. Whoever this bag belonged to wasn't just some random tourist or drunk partygoer. No, they were trouble, and I dragged the trouble straight into my already chaotic life. I pocketed the cash and moved on to my next stop, an underground transaction I'd been doing for years to keep myself financially afloat. My movements were practiced, careful, like muscle memory, but something felt different today, like I wasn't alone. I glanced over my shoulder as I walked. Nothing, just the usual city bustle. But the hairs on the back of my neck wouldn't settle. That nagging sense that someone was watching me kept creeping in, no matter how many times I looked. I shoved my hands in my pockets and kept moving, pretending I didn't notice anything. It wasn't until I turned a corner and caught a reflection in the storefront window that I saw it. I tightened my grip on my bag, feeling the weight of it now. Both the literal weight and whatever mess I dragged myself into. It wasn't just paranoia, someone was watching, and I had a feeling they wanted that bag back. The question was, why? What was so important about this bag?